Hello and welcome to this presentation that will mainly focus on exploring why many once successful brick-and-mortar stores are now facing losses and bankruptcy. In order to understand this phenomenon, I will address three main case studies: Abercrombie & Fitch, Macy's, and Radio Shack. Additionally, I will provide an overview of the retail industry in the year 2017 and what the future holds for the market. Lastly, I will suggest various strategies that you can implement to be competitive and profitable if you decide to invest in the retail industry anytime soon. As the year 2017 kicked in, news sites all over the internet were reporting the closing of thousands of retail stores. Most of these stores are well-known brands that for various reasons had to declare bankruptcy or restructure their entire business in order to survive. Even as customer spending rises, more than 3,500 stores are expected to close in the upcoming months. This is considered one of the biggest waves of retail closures in decades. This graph shows the stores that have currently declared that they will be closing locations soon. For example, Payless has said or estimated that they will be closing 1,000 stores, Radio Shack 552, The Limited 250, Family Christian 240, Wet Seal 171, BB 170, Crocs 160, JCPenney 138, BCBG 120, American Apparel 110, Kmart 108, H.H. Gregg 88, Staples 70, CVS 70 as well, Macy's 68, Abercrombie & Fitch 60 stores, Guess 60 stores, Sears 42 stores, and Gander Mountain 30 stores. Some companies like The Limited, American Apparel, and Wet Seal are closing other locations, while BB, Sears, and JCPenney have decided to shift their platform to an all-online model in the case of BB, or reduce store counts to unload unprofitable locations and cut losses. The first case study that we will be analyzing is Abercrombie & Fitch. As showed by the previous slide, Abercrombie & Fitch will be closing 60 stores by the end of this year. To understand the reasons for these closings and the upcoming restructuring of the stores, we first need to take a look at the numbers. As shown by the first graph on this slide, the store keeps shrinking and the company has not found the right strategies to raise sales. As you can see, Abercrombie & Fitch has had to close unprofitable locations every year since 2013, which shows the lack of progress made so far. The second graph on the right showcases decreasing comparable sales every quarter since 2014. In November of 2016, the store reported its 15th straight quarter of company-wide comparable sales decline. Comparable sales fell by 14% in the third quarter of 2016, accounting for the sharpest decline in many years. During this same quarter, the company's profit fell by 81% after having to sell unpopular merchandise at clearance prices. These intense promotions harm the brand in the long run. So you may be asking yourself, where did Abercrombie & Fitch go wrong? First, its failure to attract customers after trying to remake itself from facing a consumer backlash over its large logos and over-sexualized advertising techniques. Second, lack of appropriate leadership for 3 years due to the fact that highly controversial CEO Mike Jeffries resigned in 2014. Mike was involved in several scandals for discriminating plus-size customers and labeling the brand as targeted only for thin individuals. These scandals significantly damaged the image of the brand. According to an article on Business Insider written by Schlossberg, people do not dislike Abercrombie because they do not have the most in-style clothes. Instead, it is because of a change in consumer values. Shoppers everywhere are learning to celebrate diversity, inclusion, and acceptance. This significantly affects whether people wear a brand proudly or not. Another problem has been trying to stay competitive with fast fashion retailers such as H&M, Zara, and Forever 21. Stores like H&M offer a certain look for a very low price, and if Abercrombie & Fitch wants to stay competitive, they need to find the perfect combination of brand, price, and style. So what is the brand exactly doing to stay competitive and raise sales? Well, to try and revive business, the new CEO, Fran Horowitz, has decided to shift Abercrombie & Fitch focus from image to consumer engagement. This idea is reflected on the new concept store in Columbus, which features a runway of 40 mannequins to inspire outfit guidance, tech-enabled fitting rooms where consumer can adjust the lighting to see how an item would look at the beach or at a nightclub, and also phone charging stations. These initiatives show that technology and innovative concepts are currently driving retail trends. As you can see by the images shown on this slide, the stores are changing their appearance to a more welcoming look, staying away from the dark lighting that characterized them in the past. According to an article written in Fortune, Abercrombie is now trying to bring back customers by primarily investing on their online store and closing underperforming locations. Additionally, the new CEO is focusing efforts in hiring designers from top brands to keep up with fresh trends and move away from the logo era. The company has also shifted the main consumer targets from teenagers to individuals in their early 20s, emphasizing classic and sophisticated fashion designs. The store has also been trying to target a much more inclusive image that celebrates acceptance by incorporating diverse models to their campaigns, such as Neelam Gill, an activist that made history as the first Indian model to star in a Burberry ad. The image on the right-hand side shows Neelam and the new classic styles that Abercrombie is creating. Macy's has long been known to be the leader and most successful business within department stores. Unfortunately, it has also fallen prey to current market trends that affect the survival rates of department stores. By the end of this year, Macy's will be closing 68 to 100 store locations and eliminating more than 10,000 jobs. During the December quarter of 2016, Macy's sales fell by 2.1% in stores that had been open for at least a year. This proved to be the 8th straight quarterly decline in sales for Macy's. Total sales for 2016 declined to $25.77 billion, a 4.8% drop from the previous year, and full-year same-store sales were down 3.5%. Now, you might be asking yourself, what has led to the profit losses and store closings? Well, first of all, Macy's falling share prices have led investors to pressure the company to sell some of its real estate. The stores closing are more valuable as real estate properties than actually selling. Also, the rise of Amazon and discount stores such as TJ Maxx, Marshalls, and Ross have damaged Macy's. Given the convenience of online shopping, customers need a really good reason to drive to brick-and-mortar stores, which in this case could be exclusive merchandise or significant discounts. Macro trends have significantly hurt Macy's, as the retailer has been falling behind on the market share in apparel, its biggest single business, to other stores like I previously mentioned, TJ Maxx, Ross, and Marshalls, which are discount stores. The high cost of running an online business have also been taking over profit margins for Macy's. What is the brand doing to stay competitive and raise sales? Well, Macy's has opted for opening a more affordable version of the store called Macy's Backstage, which offers discounted prices and enables the company to compete with TJ Maxx and other major discount retailers. It has also invested savings from the closure of 100 stores into the digital business and in remodeling other locations that will stay opening. The new CEO has suggested the expansion of in-store shops such as Lens Crafters and Blue Mercury. Blue Mercury is a beauty chain that Macy's recently purchased, which is similar to Sephora. Also, it has increased exclusive merchandise and has adopted a new approach to fine jewelry and women's shoes. They're also trying to cut back on fashion basics and open more room to higher price, trendier clothing. The new CEO also suggested to refine clearance and off-price structure. Radio Shack, which was opened in 1921 and was once the local destination for many individuals looking for batteries, cell phone cords, and speakers, will be closing a total of 552 stores by the spring of this year. As the graph below shows, Radio Shack has been suffering declining sales for several years. The second image on the right depicts an even more disappointing status of the company, showing how it has significantly deteriorated through the years with decreasing revenue, number of stores, and stock prices. So what led to these disappointing numbers and the closing of 552 stores by the end of this year? Well, first of all, Radio Shack has been unable to compete with Amazon, who offers extremely fast shipping methods and an array of products. Second, it has failed to stay competitive with stores like Best Buy. For example, Best Buy implemented programs such as Price Match and made their website a priority, improving the digital shopping experience. Additionally, Best Buy implemented the concept of a store within a store by partnering with successful companies like Apple, Microsoft, Sony, and Samsung. Unfortunately, Radio Shack failed to implement this strategy successfully and did not price match or devote resources to their website. Experts argue that even if Radio Shack had implemented all these strategies effectively, it would not have made any difference. This is the case because small, limited selection stores are not as profitable as they once were due to the fact that customers can now go online and receive their items within 2 days. Moreover, Radio Shack could not compete with the destination chains like Best Buy that are 10 times or 15 times larger. Also, it failed to revive the business even after their co-branding effort with Sprint. Additionally, they failed to sell an exclusive product. There's basically nothing that they sell that you have to go to the store to actually get. In addition, you can also blame their failure on lack of appropriate leadership. Since 2005, the company has had 6 different CEOs. Additionally, they failed to capture their market, which lies among those shoppers who need HDMI cables right away, professionals that are looking for disposable phones, and the tinkerers. Attempts to invade the customer by trying to sell items to each individual that walks into the store made shopping an uncomfortable experience at Radio Shack. The rise of the cell phone also helped kill sales of the rest of Radio Shack's business by eliminating the market for voice recorders, GPS devices, and answering machines. In order to cope with the losses, and after 2 years of unsuccessful efforts to revive business, Radio Shack filed for its second bankruptcy on March 8, 2017. Additionally, we can also blame their failure on the fact that they couldn't adapt to the changing retail world, maintaining flexibility and experimenting new concepts and ideas. It was a challenge for Radio Shack to walk away from the past and look for new alternatives. What could have Radio Shack done differently to survive in an era where brick-and-mortar stores are in decline? Well, an alternative could have been to partner with large discount retail stores such as Target or Walmart that could have given Radio Shack the exposure and foot traffic that they were not getting on their own. This strategy would have given Radio Shack a chance to deliver to consumers interested in purchasing electronics. Now I would like to explain the most notable reasons for the retail meltdown in general. The first one is the expansion of online shopping platforms. Between 2010 and 2016, Amazon sales in North America quintupled from 16 billion to 80 billion. Moreover, Derek Thompson from The Atlantic explains that half of all U.S. households are now Amazon Prime subscribers. Amazon is the clearest and most evident example of the online market taking over brick-and-mortar stores. However, the spread of the online platform goes far beyond Amazon, as online shopping for apparel has now become the largest e-commerce category. Mobile has become an easier experience, and since 2010 it has grown from 2% of digital spending to 20%, as shown in the graph below. Online shopping has also developed a new shopping habits, as many customers can now research online for what they want, and if they go to the store, they go straight to the item they're looking for instead of wandering around. Looking around the store would often lead to accidental purchases, which would benefit retail brick and mortar stores. Another important reason that deserves further exploration is the fact that we have way too many malls in America. There are currently 1,200 malls in the United States, while in a decade it is expected to decline to 900, which is inevitable according to the experts. The number of malls in the United States grew more than twice as fast as the population between 1975 and 2010. In comparison to other countries, the United States has 40% more of shopping space per capita than Canada, 5 times more than the UK, and 10 times more than Germany. Cowen research analysts recently conducted a study that provided several reasons for the structural delay of malls after the Great Recession. They suggested that stagnating wages and the rise of health insurance took a toll on consumer spending for items like clothes. Additionally, the recession significantly hurt logo-driven brands like Hollister and Abercrombie that were very successful during the 1990s and early 2000s. They also explained that as consumers struggled economically, they began to look for more discounts and better offers, which favor outlets and discount stores but hinder department stores like Macy's and Nordstrom. Lastly, the failure of one or more department stores can lead to the complete closure of a mall. In retail, when anchor tenants like Macy's fail, most of the other stores will feel the changes. For example, some retailers have co-tenancy clauses in malls where they have the right to cancel their lease and leave if an anchor tenant closes. Wages for low-income workers are rising faster than any time since the 1990s, yet stores are still suffering. Clothing store sales have declined as consumers have changed their consumer behavior from purchasing clothes to traveling and eating out. The share of total consumer spending on clothes has declined by 20% this century. Traveling is increasing and hotel occupancy rates are aumenting as well. Domestic airlines have been flying a greater number of passengers each year since 2010. Also, since 2005, sales at restaurants and bars have grown twice as fast as all other spending in retail. It was reported that in 2016, for the first time in history, Americans spent more money in attending restaurants and bars than at grocery stores. We can blame this shift in spending on the social changes of Americans. Many young individuals are driven by the experience that will make the best social media post, whether it is a selfie with the Eiffel Tower or an image of healthy avocado toast. Thus, entertainment and innovative restaurants or bars can bring life to struggling malls, where families and teens might wander around brick-and-mortar stores, which could bring business back. Now I am going to explain some general retail market trends for 2017. According to my research, men will continue to take the lead in spending, outspending women by 13%. As a result, the menswear market will expand by 8.3%, and we will probably see many struggling retailers trying to capture the male consumer. We're also going to see a lot of taking advantage of the advancements in machine learning, deep analytics, and artificial intelligence for a more efficient and personalized shopping experience. We're also going to see the use of mobile payment solutions. Contactless cards are expected to double worldwide by 2021, which pushed merchants to standardize the acceptance of contactless mobile wallets and to develop incentives for consumers to start paying that way. By 2020, mobile payments will account for $503 billion in sales. We're also going to see a shift in demographics, such as the aging baby boomers and young millennials, who are looking for a more personal experience and they will shape the retail landscape of the future. Consumers will be the most inclined towards small local businesses that offer special services and products. Confident spending throughout 2017 will most likely be the norm, but we will also see a lot of unprecedented competition. The labor market continues to strengthen, adding an average 181,000 jobs per month in 2016. While the election cycle created some uncertainty about the economy and consumer spending, some policies such as tax cuts and infrastructure spending definitely support consumer spending. We will also see that retailers who promote product quality, sustainability, and transparency will succeed. Consumers now like to know everything about the product they are purchasing, how it is made, how much it costs to make it, and who is making the item. This is due to a change in consumer values and worldwide shift towards sustainability. An example of this trend is the company Everlane, which provides their customer with all the information they need to know about the product they're purchasing. Companies that provide an in-store unique experience will thrive in 2017, as consumers need an incentive to go to brick-and-mortar stores rather than shopping online. An example is how Urban Outfitters has turned its newest store into lifestyle centers, which offer food, coffee, books, and even hair salon services to give consumers more than one reason to visit their store. These images show the new concepts from Urban Outfitters in their new store in Herald Square in New York City. Smaller stores will thrive, while larger stores will become less popular. We have already seen this trend playing out by big stores such as IKEA, Target, and Best Buy in investing in smaller format stores to accommodate to consumer preferences. With online shopping, consumers have become accustomed to convenience and accessibility. It is imperative for stores to provide an easy and fast experience to encourage consumers to actually visit their physical locations. Smaller stores with specialized selections are more convenient and easy to navigate than massive stores. Additionally, smaller locations are more affordable to open and operate and take up less space in urban environments. Same-day shipping will become more frequent. A recent study by Tomato found that 80% of shoppers surveyed want same-day shipping, while 61% would like to receive their item within 1 to 3 hours of placing the order. Retailers will continue to expand and invest in omnichannel. Omnichannel is a multi-channel approach to sales that seeks to provide the customer with a seamless shopping experience no matter where the consumer is shopping from. Those who continue to invest in omnichannel strategies will succeed, while those who fail to implement them will suffer. In 2017, we can expect retailers worldwide to implement omnichannel strategies in order to enhance the consumer experience. An example of this strategy has been developed by Domino's, who now allows customers to place an order through Facebook Messenger. Specialty stores will be more profitable than department stores. Specialty stores, such as those that focus on beauty products, will be more in demand in 2017. These specialty stores are considered trendier by millennials, who are today's most important consumers. Specialty stores usually provide a better shopping experience as they have knowledgeable staff, more personalized service, and better offer and prices. Retail stores will start to use apps, services, and third parties to target the needs of modern consumers. An example of this strategy is how some retailers are sorting to social shopping and are selling their products on Instagram with solutions such as Like to Buy, Tap Shop, and Sotsi to make their photos purchasable. In general, this year will benefit those retailers that develop innovative and bold ways to enhance the shopping experience. So what does the future of the retail industry hold for us? Well, technology will be the driving force that makes shopping easier and a vibrant experience. Some of the innovations that I previously mentioned, such as robotics, personal recognition, digital wallets, artificial intelligence, and consumer analytics, will revolutionize the retail industry. There will also be more concessions in stores, specifically in department stores that will partner with leading vendors to take over selling space and reduce inventory. European stores run at 60 to 70% concessions, while currently in the United States it is only 8 to 10%. Macy's has already taken initiative by incorporating Finish Line and Sunglass Hut as concessions. It is possible that the future brings less C-suite positions as companies cut costs and consolidate responsibilities. TJ Maxx is an example of this trend, as they work with a very tight management team. Department stores will keep on shrinking, only leaving the departments that are truly profitable. Those departments are handbags, jewelry, and watches. The future of retail will likely emerge from the shopping habits of Generation C, which is the mid-1990s to early 2000s, and millennials. Millennials usually look for discounts and good offers. On the other hand, Generation Z is more interested in new products, share information, and will shop more in stores. Both generations are loyal customers of outlet stores. Off-price retailers like TJ Maxx, Ross, and Nordstrom's The Rack will stay relevant in the future. So what are other tips that you can implement in order to stay competitive in the retail industry if you actually decide to invest? Well, first of all, you must be able to provide a high quality, distinctive product at the right price. While digital and in-store experience are extremely important, retailers should focus more on impressing the customer with the item they're purchasing than how they purchased it. Using customer analytics to gain insight of that digital behavior and purchase past history will also be very helpful. It is also important to employ marketing strategies such as attractive shipping, coupons, flash sales, and pop-up stores. You can also exploit the demand for social networks and use them as a retail channel, which allows customers to make a purchase by just one click. Several retailers have already implemented this strategy by adding the Buy Now button into sponsored posts. Moreover, large social networks have relevant data that can be used to personalize advertisements with the certainty and accuracy that most retailers cannot achieve on their own. Use technology in your advantage. An example could be to partner with Internet of Things and use of artificial intelligence to improve customer service and reduce costs. Also, lastly, make sure to keep up with market trends. If you're interested in investing this year, make sure to understand and do further research on the retail market trends for 2017. I hope this presentation efficiently informed you of all the changes currently taking place in the retail industry and served as a guide for those of you interested in investing in this specific market. Thank you.